Hello farmers, welcome back to Griffin, Indiana. Middle of summer, canola harvest time is here. Looking across the field, you can kind of see our oats. We sowed oats over there. They are growing in nicely, it looks like. So far so good, which is good because I'm going through straw faster and faster. The more cows we get, the more bedding I need. It's easily a bale of straw a day, and that's 20,000 liters at least. I have not really checked how many cows I currently have since last episode. I've just been forwarding time, making sure the cows have, all the stuff they need. I did have to fill up the TMR mixer. It was getting kind of low. When it gets down to, I'd say about 30,000 liters in any of the containers, I definitely need to fill it on up because with the amount of cows that we have, they could require that much feed in a day from each individual quantity of either hay, silage, or straw. So I make sure those were nice and topped off. I still got about maybe just under 300,000 liters of silage in the bunker, which I will probably have to empty out here in the early fall before we do a corn silage harvest, which is going to happen right in this field. And that's what we're doing. We're harvesting the canola, and then we're going to get ready. As you saw me prepping to work in this field today, we got the Steger tractor ready to roll with the corn planter ready to go, top that off, so we should be all set. I don't know if I'm going to get a full load of canola out this field. The more the merrier. Money-wise, we're doing pretty good. I did go ahead and refill and repair some of the equipment. You probably saw that in the beginning of the episode where we took care of the Peterbilt, make sure they had full of fuel and a repair job. Same thing on a few other things. But just topping some things off and fixing some things up while we have the cash. Because like I said, I think I definitely want to move the corn silage again. This year it's going to be in this field because this is the field that's available to us. But I think when it comes time to doing the job and hiring a worker to be in the forage harvester, it could be rather challenging. I could just drive the forage harvester myself and put the truck on follow me and offset it, and it should be just fine. Might actually be easier that way. So, I mean, if that goes well, then I'll probably keep in this field, but, I do have some plans of maybe moving it later on. But anyways, the focus for today, harvest this canola, and then, of course, get planting the corn in. So that is ready to harvest in the early fall. I'm hoping it's not like last year. We'll see if it is. I want to harvest the corn when it's in the last growth stage. Last year, it went from like the second growth stage right to ready for harvest. And the reason behind that, I know I said a couple times, but maybe, if you're new here, you haven't heard. But most of the time when you're doing corn silage, you want to harvest it before the stalk dries because you want the moisture in the stalk to help ferment the corn in the bunker. That's the way it usually goes, at least around here it does anyways, but that's what we're going to try to do. But last year, yeah, it went from like the second growth stage, we skipped the third growth stage, went right to harvest. It can do that with seasons sometimes. I guess it all depends on when you plant the crop, so on and so forth. So, with summer here, it is getting almost time also to sell soybeans. Probably a couple more days. The price right now is $1,100 and dropping. The high price usually get up to about $1,200, maybe sometimes $1,300. So we're only on the first day of summer. Wait, am I correct on that? Well, since we're going in here, let's just double check. 247 cows we're up to, and you can see the stats are all looking really darn good. Yes, we are on the first day of summer. And just double check, soybeans is good like the third, at least last year it was good on the third day. Currently, like I said, the soybeans was $1,100 and dropping, so I'm not interested in selling that. And as for the milk, we got a lot of milk, but the price, I like to see it up in the 1300s at least. So yeah, when that money comes in, I don't know what I'm going to spend the money on as of yet. It might be more land. I've actually thought about the big Chrome M a little bit for mowing. I don't mind using the Deutz-Fahr for mowing with the butterfly mower and the setup we got going there. Just at the big end will make that process a little bit quicker and probably just a little bit easier for myself. But I'm actually thinking probably another field would not be bad. Just to prep. Like I said, as we move along, we get more cows. That just means there's more cows with a chance of reproducing, and the numbers are going to go faster and faster and faster. And I don't want to get behind on feeding the cows and have to buy food for them. I don't want to have to buy the food. The challenge of this series is to being able to keep up and feeding that amount of cattle. So we shall see how it goes in the future. So I would like to buy more machinery, but I am thinking more fields. What fields? I don't know currently. I have a setup of fields I want to do. I don't think corn silage is a big problem, as we can see. So I may just stick with my idea of, yes, I'm calling them ideas, not plans. Let's see, it's field 15 and 16 I need to purchase, which is across the road next to our cereal crop fields. I think straw is the one thing that we could get a little tight on. As for how is our straw inventory doing, I think I'm down to about 50 some odd bales. So yeah, we're doing fine. And of course we will be harvesting those shortly, very shortly. Midsummer, I would think, maybe in a couple days that oat field should be ready. How are we doing on capacity? I'm doing fine on capacity. I think we'll get the whole field in the combine. At least I think we will. And then once we get done, yep, put the corn in right away. Am I running at 1 times the speed? Or 5 times? That's okay. So yeah, things are going pretty good here on the farm. Money wise, we are finally. I think we're finally actually over the hump. I mean, we haven't had a loan for a while, but you know, we've been kind of like borderline, a little bit low on cash. But now the cash is sitting there, and of course, once again, more cows, more milk to sell. I want to say we probably the tanker is full, and I think in the inventory I got like 180,000 liters. So it's like almost 250,000 liters of milk that I have ready for sale. And of course, like I said, in a couple days, we got 200,000 liters of soybeans that we'll be selling as well. So a good amount of chunk of change will be coming in here briefly. So field number 29 may not be out of reach. Field number 29 is the one right across the way. I could buy that one. That's like 800 grand, I think, for that field. So that will dip into our funds quite a bit. But we'll wait until maybe near the end of the year before I figure out what fields we'll be doing what. As for equipment, yeah, I would like a couple pieces of equipment. The Big M, like I said, for one. I know a while ago I said maybe getting a sprayer to take care of the weeds. But, yeah, I don't think it's worth my time and money to try to take care of the little amount of weeds that we have. I got it on the base game setting for weeds. You can adjust how many weeds you get. I think I got it on like 20%. Chance or whatever, how that goes. But I got it on 20%, so I got weeds. Yes, we got weeds, but not enough to, I think, make it feasible to buy a sprayer, buy herbicide, and take care of the fields over and over and over again. So I think the herbicide spraying is probably not going to happen, but the Big Chrome M might. Now you might be saying, is it worth buying the Big Chrome M compared to the butterfly mower that we have? It will make the working width-wise, I think, like 5 meters wider. And also with that, if I needed to, the Big M mod that I have, I could attach a couple things to it. I could attach the tedder or the windrower behind it. I could actually probably, I think I could even do the baler if I wanted to. I think that has a PTO shaft on the Big M mod that I have. Can't remember. It's been a while since I actually did that, but and that would cost us like 400 grand. But like I said, I think buying more land currently might be the best thing. I'm still not going to take any money and buy more cattle. I think we purchased 60. I think 60 of the cattle that we have were purchased. So I'd like the rest of them just to be homegrown, if you will, and we'll keep it that way. So this canola that we're harvesting here, yep, we're definitely going to go ahead and put it into the silo. That will be sold in early winter along with our cereal crop when we harvest that in a couple days. I just noticed today is actually a good day for drying. So I'll have to double check to see if the grass is at full height. If it is, maybe it won't be this episode, but in the same in-game day, we'll go ahead and get the butterfly mower and get our grass fields mowed so that can turn over to hay and put that in the storage. The hay bales we're doing fine on as well. But I can also see in the future more grass fields would come in handy. Because like I said, we're only at 10%, well just a little over 10% the amount of cows that our goal is for. Now I have thought about to help move the series along. to maybe do one season off cam. So I was thinking maybe after this season, maybe just doing a season off cam to move the series along quite a bit. That way you can see the numbers jump up hugely after the season is over. So I want to say this is year number 7 or 8. So we'll skip like year 8 or 9, whatever it is, next year. And then by the time we come back, yeah, we could go, I'm thinking we might be almost near 300 cows by the end of this year. I would hope so. And if I were to skip a year and to come back, we might be pretty close up to like 450, maybe 500 cows. And all I would do in that off year is just take care of the fields that we have and do the rotation that we've been doing. So canola slash oats, or canola slash cereal crop in the spring, and then corn slash soybeans in the fall. Take care of the cattle, come back. I wouldn't purchase anything. I would probably sell some things, obviously. Now we just come back with a whole bunch of money, and we can go on a spending, well, not much of a spending spree, but maybe it would be. And you would see the numbers up kind of different than what they were when we last left. So I'm thinking about doing that, but that's going to be like another 5 or 6 episodes before we do that, which would push us into the month of November, which is the month that Farming Simulator 22 comes out. That's why I'm thinking about maybe playing a year off camera to move it along. Like I said, I will run the series even if FS22 comes out. I will continue the series until we complete the 2,000 cattle, and probably after we reach 2,000 cattle, I will play one more year after that, just so we can see what it's like to maintain 2,000 cattle seasons, and that'll be it. But I don't want it to run too far into FS22 either. But it looks like it may run until probably the end of the year. I would assume that's what we're looking at. Don't know. We'll see how things go, see how the cows reproduce. And at some point, though, we have to keep into consideration that getting along in the years, some of the mature cows that we have could start exceeding their lifespans. So I haven't seen any deaths yet. Not yet. Some may also wonder, how's that male cow doing? He's almost up to 2,000 pounds. And I think he's like 5 or 6 years old currently. I think our oldest cows are just 1 year younger than the amount of years we played, because we bought the first cows in the first fall, which was sooner than I thought I was going to buy cows when I started the series. Yeah, we got all the canola into the combine. I guess it's kind of nice, but also I would like to see, obviously you always want to see higher yields, but it is what it is. I wonder if I were to buy that field, can I get rid of the road that's here and merge these fields together? I don't think I'd be able to. Alright, so we're actually going to turn the combine off, and magically it keeps on unloading. I wonder if they're going to change that in future, where it gets more realistic, where the combine has to be running in order for it to unload. But I'll unload it there, and like I said, we'll bring that up to the silo later on. But we are set to go to plant some corn. I don't think I'm going to get into the hood. How about we get into the door? That's always helpful. Now that I kind of learned about the oat field, I'm like, whoa, we got a lot of good fertilizer down. Why does it keep saying it's bad? Well, I think we over-fertilized it. And that's a bit of a problem. Can we... I was like, is it unfolding? It is. While it's unfolding, I'll slowly back up. Oh, I'm about to move a little bit more to the left, it looks like. Or maybe not. And we'll whip around this field. I'll be able to tell if this field is actually smaller. It should be smaller than the field that we did last year, which is that field over there, which would have been field number 13, but now that field is merged with 17. We could not seed the entire field in one go. So we'll see how this goes here. If I can get the whole field done in one go, then we know this field is smaller, which I believe it's going to be. But what this will allow us to do, we'll be a little bit closer to the silo bunkers when we're doing the chaff run. Not that much closer, but enough. But I think the idea, like I said earlier, of me running the forage harvester and have a worker slash follow me following around the forage harvester, that would be a little bit better. But who knows? That's an idea. When the time comes, I may try it all differently. I don't think I can set the forage. I mean, I could set the forager harvester on course play, but the thing is, I don't. With course play, I'll just keep going around. I do believe, even though the trailer's not there to collect the chaff, so if I take off, course play worker's going to keep on going. I think. I'm not really sure. I haven't tried it. I've never done forage harvesting on course play to see how it goes. If it works, you know, I'll probably try it. But if you guys have done it before with course play, does the worker actually stop? Because there is no tank for the chaff to go into. So I'm just wondering if the worker will stop if the trailer is not there. I'd rather do it that way. That way, I can just sit in the truck all the time and be a lazy farmer and just drive back and forth. But before we do the corn harvest, like I said, we got to sell any silage we got left in bunker number 2, or whatever number we're going to call it. I don't know. I probably changed the number 16 times over. But I have to empty it out so we have some chaff to put into. And before, after I dump my first load in, this tractor right here, yes, I'm going to start compacting it right away. Last year I tried doing it after I got half full, then compacting it, and my truck and trailer started getting stuck. I'm like, yeah, probably should have got started compacting it right away. I do love the drill and this planter that we got for corn. One, the working with obviously works out really good. But the combo of the planters and drill and the Steiger 50-year edition works great. I remember when I first started the series, it's going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to run big buds. And I'm going to run whatever in-game drill, whatever. And then it's like, you know what, I don't run the John Deere stuff that much. And I heard a lot about the John Deere this set on the mod hub. Someone said, oh, you should give that a look. That's a really good good set. I think it might have been Mr. Silly P that mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, okay. And it's working out great. Especially that air cart. That air cart holding almost 30,000 liters of seed. When you're doing big fields, that just pays off greatly. So yes, I am hoping by the end of this year to be up to 300 cattle. And I'm not going to go in there to see what cattle are expecting offspring. It was fine in the beginning when we had like 20, 30, 40 cattle. It was easy to kind of keep track. But now when we're getting up to a couple hundred, yeah, I'm not going to even bother trying to count that high. But the more fields we get, the more money we get, the faster I can buy more fields and keep up. You know, honestly, when I first started thinking about this series and how I was going to set up, originally my corn chaff fields were going to be fields 2, 3, 4, and 5, and merge all those together. Now, it's not going to be, I don't think it's not much of an issue getting the Steiger and this planter across the bridge, the base game bridge that's on this map. But to get the drill and the air cart over it to plant like canola, because we do canola / corn, that is going to require, I think I still got that other bridge up. I think I can go across that bridge. But we'll cross that bridge when it gets here. But yeah, I might actually move it over there. Just have to go over the bridge with the 1870 drill. So there is one headland. I've gone through half of the seed. So maybe this field is bigger than 13. We're going to find out here. Going to find out. Just trying to see if I'm going to go through this or not. I mean, it's not a big. I don't care about if we use some more seed or not. I'm just trying to see if this field is bigger. And obviously, if it's bigger, or at least the same size, then I can kind of count on getting the same amount of corn silage. That's all I'm really looking for. Now, I know someone's probably going to put in the comments like, well, you can check the field size by going on the map. And it'll tell you how many acres / hectares are on that field. Yes and no. Because some fields actually have more grassland around it and some wood. So it's showing the acreage of the land, not the field. Maybe precision farming will show me how many acres the field actually is. I'll have to check that here once we get done drilling this corn in. Actually, I should say planting the corn. It's not a drill, it's a planter. What other things can I... Hang on a second. I want to see, what else can I plant with this? Is it sunflowers? I'm looking for planters. There we go. So this is sunflower soybean. I could do sunflower instead of canola. So if I go here, sunflower, I could plant sunflower instead of canola. So canola and sunflower is kind of the same. Well, no, canola. The good thing about canola is, yeah, so you can plant canola in the spring, and in early summer you can harvest the canola. Sunflower you can plant in early spring, but you're not going to be able to harvest it until early fall. So that combo is not any good for me. Yeah, I'm just thinking about fields 2, 3, 4, and 5 and moving the corn chaff operation over there. And I'm like, well, geez, if I can do sunflower, I can do it with this right here. And going across the bridge would not be that big of an issue. Yeah, so I'm definitely, I think I'm leaning actually towards buying more fields with the cash that we have. And turn it back on. Now, if I can get a great demand on the soybeans or the milk here in a couple of days, that would definitely help us out immensely with the money situation. I say money situation. I just want to buy more land at this point. Just talking about it makes me think, oh yeah, more land's going to be great. Just want to stay ahead of the curve with the cows. That's all I want to do. Well, made it that far, and we are out of some seed here. So I'm going to fold it on up and go back up and top it off. I guess it would be kind of nice maybe to have a seed cart to come around and top us off here and there. But like I said, on the other one, I don't need it at all because that holds like 30,000 liters. I basically have not really run out of seed yet. For the corn, I guess it could be just kind of nice and interesting just to do. Do I really need it? No, but it could be interesting. So maybe spend a little bit of cash on that just to run it around. In the future episodes, though, when we get bigger cornfields, yes, it could be very helpful. Especially if I go to fields 2, 3, 4, 5. And, yep, fill that up with some seed, please. But you think about it, this only holds 2,000, is it 2,000? Yeah, 2,000 liters of seed. And for the amount that we're seeding a field, it's not that bad. Probably should stop as it's trying to unfold. Now, these mods have been done over really nice. And if you are looking for them, they are on the Giants Mod Hub. In previous episodes, I do have the link for them in there, so if I can remember, I'll try to do it again in case you are looking for them. Hopefully I can remember. In a matter of a few seconds here with this planter, and we'll have this field done in no time flat. The more I plant in this field, the more I realize, yeah, it's been kind of a weird shaped field to try to be doing corn chaff in, but this year we're going to have to do it. So, see how it goes in a couple days. So, just by looking at the amount of corn seed that I used, I would say it's about the same size field-ish. It's pretty darn close. While this is folding up. Yeah, it's folding up. Let's go into here. So if I go to lands, so like field 30, it says 6.24 hectares, but is that the field itself, or is it telling me the amount of land? So you can see we got like a lot of forest. If I click over, well, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see there's a lot of forest there. So it's counting like a lot of this forest, I think. If I go to field 13, that's 5.81 hectares. So if you go by what this says, field number 30 is bigger than 13. If I go to precision farming, what does that tell me? It showed me the same number. So maybe that actually is the field that's showing me. I can't really say. But according to precision farming, one thing I've never gone too far deep into precision farming, but you can kind of see overall I've made about $216,000 off this field right here. I could reset the values in this field. I made $129,000. Don't forget we've been doing a lot of corn chaff in here, so I'm not really selling it, so it's probably not seeing the amount of money I'm getting out that field. Field number 17 that we just bought, I made $25,000, but that's not considering how much we paid for it. But I mean, it's farming simulator. You're going to make cash off fields. It's really kind of hard not to make money off fields. And just remember, we are playing on hard economy here, so if you're playing on normal or easy, your profits are going to be that much more. Alright, so let's go ahead and stick this. Like I said, at some point I need to maybe do a landscaping episode. Just try to get things a little bit more appealing around here, and like that tree right there probably would have to go. Alright, and now swing it this way. Because I am done with the planter again until next season. Oh, is there anything else? No, there's nothing. I was ready to say, is there anything else in this lane here, this bay? No, there is not. Alright, that's probably good right there. How close am I actually to the back? Actually, that's pretty darn good, so I'll accept that. Alright, let's detach the hoses. Decouple that and just pull the tractor forward a little bit. And let's go grab our Peterbilt and trailer. Let's go get this canola into the silo. Be all good to go. I kind of would also like to see... I think there have been some mods out there for corn and grain in particular. Because sometimes you can't sell grain unless the moisture is at a certain level. So I think I saw a mod once for corn where you have to dry corn. I don't know if that was in 19 or that in 17. Don't know. Alright, well I don't want to drive in my fields. I want to drive in my neighbor's field a little bit. For some reason his crops don't get destroyed. If I were to drive in mine, well, I wouldn't destroy the crops either. I just don't want to drive in my field and compact the soil. It'd be a little bit harder for the corn to grow up through. So that'll leave the afternoon hours. I probably should check the forecast. And I probably should have left it on ×1. I should probably do that now. Yeah, because the grass is going to need to dry to hay. And on this geo that we're using for Griffin, Indiana, which is the Griffin, Indiana geo, the grass tends to take a while to dry, even though it's considered dry grass. Now, I usually try to get it low moisture as possible. So the moisture barrier is for wet grass to dry grass is at the 20% mark. So if it's 20% or less, it'll come off as dry grass. Now, obviously, the lower the moisture in the grass, the less amount of time it's going to take to go from dry grass to hay. So we can go ahead and check here. Barely getting it into the canola is barely getting into the silo. But we can check the moisture content of the grass here shortly. And I probably need to double check to see if it's at full height. There we go. Oh, I didn't even see how much canola that was. 93,000. Okay. Let's get our little meter out here. Alright, let's put that away so I can actually run. And the grass does look like it's tall enough. Moisture's at 8%. Wait, been a while since I did this. I think moisture is actually at 11%. That is rather dry. Let me go into the forecast here and see what the weather's like. So, yeah, I don't see any precipitation for a while. So, even though it may not be dry by nighttime, at least in the first thing in the morning, we got a plus sign. So in the morning, it should be ready. And the second day of summer, we can go ahead and make some hay bales. So, yes. Let me just double check here. If we go... I got to go turn grass on. And then go back here. Yeah, it's all orange. It's all orange. That is good. So the grass is ready for harvest. It's at full height. The cows, for some reason, are still taking grass out of their pasture, which seems kind of weird. Well, maybe the cows are not actually eating the grass. It's that we keep getting more cows, so the feed trough can accept more grass. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, they should actually be taking the TMR first, and then they'll take the grass. So, yeah, we're full on grass. This hay silage has been like from day one. I think that was like the first year that we put that in there. So they are doing rather well. The manure pile is getting high once again, but we burn through that pretty darn quick when it comes time to planting. Although in the fall we don't, because soybeans don't require that much. So I do have 160,000 liters here, and of course this holds 62,000. So yeah, 225,000 liters of milk is currently what I got, and the price was staying steady at 1,200. So I got to see if that goes back up. If that goes back up the rest of the day, we probably will sell some milk just to get some cash. And like I said, we got to keep our eye on the soybean price here, because a high price, I know last year was on the third day of summer, but it could be on the second day of summer this year. So when I see this get above 1,200, I'm just going to go ahead and sell it. And I don't want to wait and just try to gamble, because get it while the getting is good. Canola, like I said, we'll sell that in the winter. Same thing with cereal crop. We'll have a whole bunch of oats this year, and hopefully a whole bunch of bales. Like I said, over here, we do have still, yeah, just under 300,000 liters of silage. I probably will top off the bunkers before we sell it. But don't worry, we got plenty of silage over here, having it open it on up. This should be like 950,000 liters off that is what we got. So we'll wait and see how that goes. And just for my reminder, so we're up to almost 400,000 liters of manure. And I do got some slurry in there as well. A couple times I have run out of straw for bedding. So when they don't have bedding for straw for bedding, they make slurry instead of manure. And we're going the manure route. And yep, I need to bring some more bedding over. Every day I got to bring at least one bale over. And sometimes I bring two over. But anyways, that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Griffin, Indiana. But until then, have a good one.